Greetings, my wonderful people, lovers of freedom worldwide, and my fellow Biafrans. You are welcome back again to QUEENCAPON Media, the one and only YouTube channel where they give you a steady update. So, my lovely people, I am back again to share with you a series of updates with Ishele in Biafran land today. The first update on my list is coming from Biafra government. Here they said, starvation being used in welfare, the important historical example of Biafran. The Biafran genocide was orchestrated with the full knowledge and complicity of the then British government, using the artificial colonial construct Nigeria as a proxy to commit heinous genocide. Some have tried to excuse this by citing resource interests, but that argument collapses under scrutiny. The same resources exist in abundance in Biafra land, making the justification both hollow and absurd. Matthew Van Dyke, your recognition of starvation as a weapon of war and your mention of Biafra as a critical historical example speaks to the beginning of a long overdue reckoning. A truth buried for decades is finally breaking the surface. Biafrans were not only resourceful, they were the driving force behind much of the productivity in the colonial Nigeria state. The decision to exterminate them through mass starvation was not an unfortunate byproduct of war. It was a calculated policy. After an orchestrated program that claimed over 70,000 Biafran lives across Nigeria in 1966, Biafran fled to their homeland. Their attempt at dialogue through a Boli Accord was deliberately sabotaged, leaving them no option but to declare independence in 1967. What followed was a brutal invasion by Nigeria, armed, advised, and politically shelled by Britain. Biafran land was occupied, and a deliberate blockade led to the starvation of over 3 million children. The total death toll exceeded 6 million, and this atrocity remains unacknowledged by the very persons that enabled it. The use of starvation against children after failed attempt to crush Biafran resistance, professional myths, revealed the depth of moral decay among those who claim to uphold human rights while turning a blind eye to genocide. The violence didn't end with war. It simply morphed into new forms of suppression and marginalization. Yet, despite decades of systemic oppression, the Biafra spirit has endured. On November 29, 2024, in Latin Finland, the restoration of Republic of Biafra was declared. Following a successful self-referendum backed by over 50 million votes, the time for silence is over. The world stands at a moral crossroad. The crimes committed against Biafra demand not just remembrance, but justice. The official name, the United States of Biafra, was adopted based on the will of the Biafra people after the declaration of the restoration of the independence. The United States of Biafra is officially the successor of the Republic of Biafra. The United States of Biafra remains a sovereign, independent nation. Yes, so my wonderful people, this is coming from Biafra government. This is a great one for that matter. Let's move on to the next update. We follow this one. So my people, here comes the next updates of the day. Yes, so insecurity in the Biafra land right now is becoming too much, my wonderful people. Look at what this update is saying. He said Okurora was kidnapped 2 days ago in Umuaka, Imo State, by 10 heavily armed men and was taken to their camp where he saw over 100 men with heavy arms. All of them are from Imo State. My wonderful people, Imo State is turning into another den, another lion den, where atrocities are being committed on daily basis. Talking about Imo State, I'm going to be playing this audio so that when I go hear what our brother Okurora talk. If you don't know Okurora is a human rights activist, mostly on Facebook. He used his platform to seek for help for people that need medical attention and every other awareness wey you wan create give our people. So this young man have done a lot of good things for our people. So he's mostly popular in Facebook. We go hear from him. Then after that, we go see other things will happen in Imo State today.
Na-asị onwe a na onye a bụ okwuluọra ndị Igbo, na onye a bụ ezigbo mmadụ, na onye a na-enyere ndị mmadụ aka. Ihe niile anọ n'ụmụaka na Njaba local government area of Imo State. Enwere ofu mkpụrụ onye metụ ụmụaka na-arụ. Ana m agwa gị eziokwu. Ha were ego niile nwe. Ha kpọrọ m jee na POS. I was taken to POS wekọrọ ego niile nwe. Even ego niile ahụ nwe eji m obi m niile wee nye gị ya. Ewere m ego m niile nye ha sị ha biko buru unu moto m, unu ewere ego m niile buru unu moto m, chiri fonu m, ofu ihe ka nna ayọ ha. Asị m ha biko meelu unu m ebere. Abụ ihe niile abụ ndị Igbo. Please, ndị a bụrụ ndị Awụsa Fulani. Ịma ndị be anyị na-awori onwe fa. Oge asịkwa m na Fulani adịghị eme ihe n'ala Igbo. Ndị kidnap bụ ndị Igbo. Ha niile na-asụ Imo steeti. Ọ bụ na onwe onye nọ di ya na-abụrụ onye Imo steeti ma na onye bigo n'Owerri.
This is coming from the table of Biafra government. They said here, how the Helsinki Final Act of 1975 contradict the justification for the incarceration of Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa by the Finnish KRP. Let's go into the detail of this update. 50 years after signing the Helsinki Final Act, its core principles are being trampled, ironically, by Finland itself. The arbitrary arrest and incarceration of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa by the Finnish KRP is a glaring violation of the very commitment Finland was pledged to uphold. Investigation by the Finnish KRP. The so-called investigation by the Finnish KRP lacked depth, substance, seriousness, and most disturbingly, basic understanding. The Finnish KRP acted with absolute ignorance and haste, demonstrating a total disconnect from the reality on the ground in Biafra territory. Instead of exercising due diligence, they blindly rush into a case of transnational repression, aligning themselves with foreign political pressure like Nigeria regime, who are known for reintegrating non-terrorists into their army rather than transnational law of facts. Principle of armed conflict involving self-defense. Finland was fully aware that the Helsinki Final Act explicitly addressed conflict-related matter and uphold the protection of fundamental human rights in brackets self-defense, especially in a politically sensitive context, yet it chose to ignore this framework, violating both the letter and the spirit of the act. The incarceration of the Prime Minister is not just a legal misstep, it is a moral and diplomatic failure. It proves that Helsinki promises have become horror words, abandoned when political inconvenient. Helsinki Final Act of 1975 documents on self-building measure and certain aspects of security and disarmament, determined further to refrain in their mutual relation as well as in their national relation in general from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state, or in any other manner inconsistent with the purpose of the United Nations and with the Declaration on Principle guiding relation between participating states as adopted in this final act, recognizing the need to contribute to reducing the danger of armed conflict and of misunderstanding or miscalculation of military activities, which could give rise to comprehension, particularly in a situation where the participating states lack clear and timely information about the nature of such activity. So my people, this is an update coming from Biafra government. They are the one lecturing us about this Helsinki Final Act of 1975, how it works, and how Nigeria and Finland failed woefully in this particular act. Let's move on to the next update of the day. My wonderful people, this particular update now inside Anambra State where Soludo be the governor. Now it happened just about 2 days ago. This particular update started trending about this young, vibrant and hardworking Biafra, the only son of the parent that was just died just like that out of envy and jealousy. So my people, I'm going to be reading out this write-up about him, and I go play the video. We go explain to now, we go give you the clue of what happened to this young Biafra man. Let's see it. A fine mix of dirty politics, insecurity and religious stupidity in Anambra State. Ndi Anambra, I hope it is clear to you now that Ndi, Dibia and Ezewanyi were never your problem. They were not the reason for insecurity in Anambra or Nigeria for that matter. Many of the zombies rejoiced when Udogachi was formed just because they went after peaceful traditionalists practicing the ancient spirituality of our ancestors. Today, you are wearing, it's not Udogachi themselves kidnapping and killing people. It is unknown kidnapper reigning supreme and killing our young men and women. We don't even know who is who today in Anambra State anymore. With the so-called amnesty given to the famous boy in the bushes, Soludo sold you zombie, a Greek horse, and you failed for it. Today, you are wearing. This is our brother who go 247. They use the opportunity to tell people where they rejoice when Soludo don't declare, say, Ezenwanyis and Dibias in Anambra State, that they are going to be dealing with them. He said right now they don't see say no be Ezenwanyi and Dibias in Anambra was never, they might be maybe 2% or 1% of the problem of the state, but they are not the real major problem of Anambra State. Now Udogachi and some other evil people where they commit insecurity for that land. So my wonderful people, I'm going to be playing this video for you to hear and see things about this young man. Where will they see in picture here? The death of this man is so painful because now able-bodied man, a very hard-working man, we don't create many job opportunity for his fellow youths. This guy started from scratch, and through his resistance and through his hardworking and resilient spirit, he was able to create many job opportunity for youth in Anambra State, and even online. People will never see him before. They train people. Make I play the video, make you understand this very well.
This was not a case of kidnapping. This was an assassination. On the 27th of July 2025, on a Sunday, a popular businessman in Awka, Anambra State, by the name of Assassination, popularly known as Fish Magnet on social media, with over 160,000 followers on TikTok, notable amongst celebrities. Even very dark black man knows this young man because this young man had offered to give him fish for free. So this is somewhat an upcoming social media internet sensation who had gone viral multiple times on TikTok. He owns a very well-known fish barbecue and business was thriving for him. Not to add that his mother was also somewhat in politics. Assassination is said to be the son of a woman's leader in All Progressive Grand Alliance political party of Anambra State. Some sources said he is the first son. Some sources are also saying he's the only son, the only child. It is also believed that he's a breadwinner in his family. And so around the 27th of July, unknown gunmen followed him to his house where they opened fire on him, shooting him multiple times, believed to have even killed him on the spot before kidnapping his body, requesting ransom from his mother, who knew she was paying for just the dead body of her son. And afterwards, she was giving instructions on where to pick the remains of her beloved baby up. So we were first told that he was kidnapped, taken for ransom, and then after the mother paid for the ransom, they shot and killed him in captivity. But now the news going around now was that he was actually shot in his house, in his home. They finished him. They made sure they killed him in his house. And what they kidnapped, what they took was his body. So when the mother was basically paying ransom, she was not paying the ransom to get her son back alive. She was not like, oh, can I speak to him to be sure he's alive? She knew that her son, Assassination, had been killed and that the body was what they kidnapped. And that was what she was paying for. And this might just be the saddest, most painful unknown gunman attack we've ever seen in recent years. But who are these people? And why did they target this young man? What did he do? He was just a fish seller. He was just a young man doing legal business. This is not a Yahoo boy or an Azaman who did not give a client his money or who took all the money for himself. This is a young man making an honest living, thriving on social media, minding his business and doing his own thing. And it's not as if his mother was one big position holder in the political party. Even the political party said that she's the women's leader in. I've not even heard of that. So I don't imagine people are killing because of the woman is a politician. It doesn't make sense that that is why the son was targeted. And it's not as if this gunman wanted to steal, because his car, his vehicle, his properties were still intact when the body was finally given to his people. Basically, after the ransom was paid, they called the mom and the family and told them where they can pick the boy's body up. And when they went there, they were able to pick his body with his car, with his phones, with his items, with his properties, which clearly indicates that these people did not come to steal. They did not come to rob. They only came to kill. So was this politically based? Was this a personal vendetta? Did he offend somebody? Well, we have reasons to believe that he may have offended a lot of people, because a video of him is circulating where he is telling that people are mad at him. People in the fish business are angry at him because he is making the prices low.
You understand? Fish sellers are angry with me because I came to the industry and I am crashing price for everybody. How will you get something like this 30k? Huh? But fish magnet knows that the country is hard. You know that the country is hard, so we are giving you fish at a reduced rate. We know that Tinubu dey sit, na T-Pain. My goal be say, make fish there for every household, and my goal be that I am okay. I don't care about say I want sell fish. You use my problem, put on top fish price. No. If na 5 naira I see, I am okay. Mom be say make everybody dey enjoy fish. Fish must there for every household. That goal is coming to pass.
He is slashing prices. The video was made recently, not too long ago, if I'm correct. And this goes to show you that he may have gotten threats. He may have been confronted because of how much he is, costing other fish market sellers, other fish sellers to be precise. And we may sit here and be like, oh, these are just fish sellers. But this is business. I feel like one thing I need all of you to understand, that even if it's pure water business, even if it's a small business as small as cotton wool or biro, business is business. And if somebody in the industry, in the market is ruining it, is destroying it, or is making it difficult for other people, in a sense where, let's say, like his own case now,